Welcome to Scrubmas Day 4. If you don't know what Scrubmas is when I try to post as many scrub formulas in the month of December as I possibly can. And today's day 4. So let's check the stocking, see what scrub we have today. Ta-da! So this is what I call Cupcake scrub. This scrub actually has a story. So this scrub is a facial scrub I used to sell years ago on my Etsy shop. This was before I really blew up on YouTube, so most of you guys probably have never even heard of this product, but I market it as a facial scrub. And let me just say before we get into this, I don't recommend it for the face. Obviously, I made it so long ago, so I have learned a lot, and I just think it would be too abrasive for the face. Also, has peppermint in it, and I don't like the idea of using that on my face. But I think it makes an awesome body scrub. It does get a milky consistency when it comes in contact with water, and it does slightly lather a bit because it does have some surfactants in it. So this formula is actually going to be on my Patreon. I won't be sharing it here in the video. And this is because I used to sell this scrub. And any of the products I used to sell, I don't share the formulas for free. I put them on my Patreon or I sell them. So this formula will be on my Patreon. You need to sign up for the $5 tier, which is the blog tier where you get access to the blog, or any other tier above that. You'll get access to this formula. And also, one more thing I want to say about this scrub is, again, it's called Cupcake Scrub. And it is, if I remember correctly, inspired by a cupcake face mask Lush used to sell years ago. I don't think they still sell it. And this was inspired by that. I don't remember how, what inspiration I took from it. I just remember it being inspired by it. But yeah, let's get into Scrubmas Day 4. And yeah, I'm going to show you guys how I made this cupcake body scrub. Start out, you want to grab a heat safe bowl and add in emulsifying wax. Then I went ahead and added in the cetyl alcohol, followed by shea butter. And lastly, to this container, I added in some grapeseed oil, but you can use whatever carrier oil you want. This is just the one that I used to always use, so I don't know why. Now moving on to another heat safe container, go ahead and add in the glycerin. Then I combined a anionic surfactant. I used AOS 40 with a non-ionic surfactant. I used cocoa glucoside, and then just combine everything together there. And now we're going to create a water bath. This is just a pan with a bit of water on about medium heat. We placed both of our bowls in there. We needed 2 separate pans because of how big the bowls were. And I just covered the bowls and let them sit until all of the oil-based ingredients melted, and then everything else was around the same temperature. So I went ahead and combined the cocoa glucoside and AOS 40 and glycerin in with all the oil-based ingredients like the butters and stuff, and mixed it well until everything re-solidified. You might want to go back every once in a while and mix it together as it starts to harden. But after that, you want to mix with a hand mixer, and you'll notice it starts to get pretty fluffy. And that's the consistency you're looking for. So now you can go ahead and add in the cool down ingredients. I added in Optifin at first, that is the preservative, followed by cocoa powder, and mix it all in, and then you'll end up with something that looks like chocolate cake batter or something. This is when you can go ahead and add in the white granulated sugar and mix that in. You can use either a hand mixer here or your actual hands. And then I added in some brown sugar. You don't need to use both brown sugar and white granulated sugar, but I always use the combination of the two. And make sure everything's well combined before adding in the essential oils. So for the essential oils, I do a combination of vanilla, spearmint, peppermint, and sandalwood. Also, I'm not convinced that this vanilla essential oil is a real essential oil, but I buy it off Amazon and I really like the scent of it. So I'm pretty sure it's just a fragrance oil, and they try to convince us it's essential oil, but it's not. Anyway, I do a combination of all those scents, and I love the scent of it. So I don't know. That's all I have to say about that. So go ahead and just give everything one last good mix with the hand mixer or with your hands or with the spatula, and then I covered it to let it sit overnight. And the next day you will notice it hardens up quite a bit. That's just the way this scrub is. It's a pretty hard scrub. Again, I made this formula so long ago, and I haven't made it in probably 5 years, so it's been a while, but I do remember it being this hard. And yeah, you'll have to use your hands to fill up the jars, and I think a jar is the best way to store this. I used to sell it in 2-ounce glass jars, and I marketed it as a face scrub, but again, like I said at the beginning of this video, I think it might be too abrasive for a face scrub, but for the body, I think it's totally fine. And when you use it, you want to make sure your skin is already pretty wet. That's what you want to do with most scrubs, but really make sure with this one because it is kind of hard to spread without having that moisture there. So make sure your skin's pretty wet when you massage it into the skin. And yeah, it's kind of hard to spread, but once you get it going and massage into the skin, you get a bit of a lather and like milky consistency. And I do think it feels gorgeous on the skin, and it does become like much easier to lather and spread on the skin as it massages into the skin and gets more moist and softened. But yeah, so the formula for this scrub will be over on my Patreon, and you need to sign up for the blog tier or any tier above that one. Also, don't forget to go over and check out my Patreon where I post 2 exclusive videos every single month. So there is a ton of videos you can go over there and binge watch. For only $5 a month, you get access to the entire backlog. And for $10 a month, you can get a shout out for your small business. So let's shout everybody out. Nature's Farm Girl, Let's Blend LLC.com, Stardust Bath and Body over on Instagram, hempygirl.com, shoplevis.com, Owl and Lily over on Etsy, embracebeautyessentials.com, Legendary Bath and Body, Astari Apothecary, Revega Cosmetics here on YouTube, exorebb.com, Pardo Naturals, Natural State Skin, thenatureinus.ca, nearcatelier.com. You can use the code on the screen for 20% off, earthandambernaturals.com, Shark City Naturals, and the rest of these companies are launching soon. skinbydevu.com, 7th House and Oak over on Etsy, at Black Petal Beauty on Instagram, and mycrownandglowery.com. Thank you guys so much for your support. Literally without the Patreon, I would not be able to continue doing what I do. You guys literally sponsor every single video, so thank you guys so much.